Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana and this is the card we're going to be making today. And to make this card I am using a design by Sunny Day Stamping, and it's called the Stunning Flip Up Front Fold Card. So that's what we're going to be making. I will link her video below so that you can check it out. And what I've done is I've set this up for Design Space so that you can cut it out with your Cricut. This is the pad I'm going to be using. It's called Birds and Butterflies. I've had it since 2016 and I apparently paid $11.99 for this. I wrote this on there back when I was keeping track of my expenses. I don't know why I bothered, but anyway, so $12. I either had a coupon or they had a sale. I don't know which. You certainly couldn't find it for that nowadays. This is the page I selected, and I think it's going to work really good for this card. I've kind of placed my the pieces I'm going to cut so that this bird will be highlighted on the front center of the card. I've also selected a couple of matching pieces. So this main piece is from DCWV, which is Design Cuts with a View, I think, or something like that. These two pieces that match it so well are actually from Stampin' Up. These are some pages or some sheets that my friend Bonnie gave me some time ago, and I'm still working my way through them. I didn't have the right shade of greens for this card. I had picked out something that was really lime green, and I ended up not liking it. It was too bright. And then I remembered these that she had previously gifted me, and they match it perfectly. So the darker one's going to be the back of the card, and this is going to be the matting layer, and then we'll have the birds on the front. So let's look at the file, the way I've set it up in Design Space. Alright, so this is the file, and I started this with just the square, the free square, and the free score or cut line, as I have been doing most of these cards lately. And I say free because I get them from Shapes, and they are part of the free shapes up here. You can see it says free, as opposed to down below where you do need a subscription to use any of these shapes. And I do try to let you know that in advance. I also try not to use anything you're going to have to pay for, but sometimes it just can't be avoided. But today we have another complete and total freebie, even if you do not have a subscription to Design Studio. So the way this card is set up is you're going to have this little flip portion on the front here, and that's where your sentiment or where you're going to write underneath. And then you usually, she used scenic images, which I have some. I just was being lazy and didn't want to print anything out, not when I've got so much other stuff to use. So I came across the one with the birds, and I thought, oh, I think that'll work. And then I found the matching papers from Stampin' Up, which are probably discontinued. I can't even tell you exactly what colors they are, but yeah, so sorry about that. Anyway, so we're going to cut this out. So let me go ahead and close this just because I have already got it open in another window, and it popped right up. Yay. So this piece here, whoops, pull that back up. This little white square, this is the one you're going to put underneath the flap to write your sentiment on or your message on. This next one, these are the front panels that are going to cut out from the bird paper. Then I've got the back of the card or the card base, and then I've got the two panels. So I'm going to cut everything out real quick, and then we'll come back and start putting it together. Alright, we're back. We've cut out all of our pieces. We've got the card base, which is not one that folds up. You could always make it one that way if you want, but since you've already got the flap on the front, you don't need to. But that is something that you could do if you chose to. Now initially I was going to use white for this, but I found this and I thought it matched just so well that I just had to use it. So you could, though, if you wanted to add another piece of white to the back, the same size as this piece here, you could do that, and you could also include your sentiment or your your handwritten notes there as well. That's up to you. You've got several options that you can do with this, which is part of what I really liked about it. So this is going to be our flat piece, and what we need to do is we need to fold this. You can see that it's scored. This paper from Stampin' Up, and I'm not a demonstrator, so I can't sell it to you, although if you're interested in finding one, I can recommend several, not only here in the US, but in Europe. And this is good quality paper. I love it. I haven't bought nearly as much of it. When I have bought their stuff, I've focused on stamps and dies and that kind of thing. So it doesn't come quite all the way to the bottom, but that's okay. So what you want to do is, and actually you're not going to, wait, what am I doing? Yes, you are going to find the center of this card, and you're going to line that up. So this is, what do we got here? 3 1/4 inches, and this should be 5 1/2. No, it's 5 1/4. So that's going to leave an inch on either side, right? Does that sound right? No. Not. Yeah, actually it does. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I've got this placed, is I'm just going to flip it over, hold everything down, and I'm going to add some glue to the back here. Now you could use double-sided tape, whatever method you prefer. I just really like this Barely Art glue. I believe it was Melody Lane that turned me onto this. She's no longer with us, but she also has a lot of great Cricut videos out there if you are interested in Cricut. She's actually the one who gave me the courage to get mine out of the box. I had probably had it for a year before I even used it. So unfortunately COVID took her from us, but she was a great inspiration to a lot of people. Alright, so we've got that flap glued on there, and now we're going to glue both of these pieces that are now one onto this, and that will hide that flap. So, but I do want to take, and I do want to run my bone folder around the edges, because sometimes, whether it's the Cricut or dies or whatever, it will leave a little lip on some of your paper and cardstocks. And I've mentioned it before, but if you're new here, you don't know this, but that little lip bothers me, so I need to get rid of it. Alright, so now we're going to put this, center this on here. And again, you can use tape or glue. I like glue because it allows me to slide it around a little bit. And from what I've heard, it just tends to last longer. Not that tape won't be sufficient for most cards, but if you're making something special and the person you're making for tends to hang on to that kind of stuff, you might want to use something that's going to last the test of time, or stand the test of time, I guess is how that goes. Some squiggles for all you ASMR people. I think that's what that's called. Okay, get that out from underneath there and come back down a little bit. Need to go over a little bit more. That might have been a little much. And we're just gonna spread out that glue. Now, there are a number of bone folders on the market, and I actually have a couple of different styles. I do prefer this one most of the time just because it's supposedly ergonomic, but it does feel better in my hand. It doesn't work for everything. If I'm trying to get into something kind of far back, like I'm making a box or a 3D project, then I do need the longer bone folders. But for most of the stuff, this one works really good, and I will link this below if you're interested. It's from Amazon, so it is a affiliate link, so I do get a small commission if you buy, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, so when I put these on here, I want to make sure that I line them up the best I can. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one. And this flap will cover that ever so. You know what? Maybe I don't want to start with that one, because I've got my border on this one. So what I'm going to do is, I do want to start with it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to butt it up to that one, to the flap here. In the video, she did have a little problem with her alignment, and I think this is where it went a little wrong, so that's kind of why I'm playing a guessing game here. Okay. I don't want it on top of it, but I do want it to butt up against it. I think that's pretty good. This paper does have a little bit of glitter on it in the flowers. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it does have a little bit of glitter. Just for that added little sparkle. Okay, so if this one goes here, then this, I want to make sure I get the butterfly going the right way. So we're going to add some more glue. I'm going to flip this around. Almost did that backwards. Okay, so I'm going to butt it up against there. And I do, oh, wait, no, that's not right. Okay, this one's going to have to come in a little bit more. So I did do something wrong. Maybe I just didn't get it centered correctly. I'm not sure. But I think it'll be okay. So maybe that's what she was talking about. Anyway, it's a pretty good video. I recommend you watch it. And I think you'll enjoy it. I don't normally show you how to put them together because the videos that I'm recommending, they do that for you, but I thought this one was easy enough and that I wanted to go ahead and give it a try. Okay, let's see here. Oh, almost did that wrong too. Did you see that? So I want to get that. Oh, see, I didn't get that one straight. But I think that's pretty good. Okay. So I haven't cut out the white part yet because what I may do is run it through my printer. Let me see here. Let's get this where you can see it. I always do that. What I may do is run this through my printer when I do that portion so that I can just print the message right on it. Or I may just leave it blank and just go ahead and put a white piece in there for the recipient so they can use it for whatever they want. Because again, this is one of those multi-purpose cards that's great for any number of things. Happy spring, get well soon, thinking of you, you know, there's birthday, obviously. So I think this is so cute. I hope you guys like it. Let me see here. I want to get it to where I can get a good picture. Anyway, I think it's cute, and what I may do, I have this other strip here. I may cut this bottom portion out and run it across the back of the card. What do you think? Oh, that would look lovely. I don't know about if it's going the wrong way though. Oh, you know what I could do though? Well, I guess that was the right way technically. I could do it like that. Oh, I think I'll do that. Hang on just a moment. I'm going to just snip this off right here. And snip these off. I found if I line my scissors up on the edge here of the cardstock, I can usually get a pretty straight cut. Not always, but for me, that's pretty good. So I'm thinking now we'll flip this over And we could do this a number of ways. We could run it down the side, but it's kind of non-directional for what we have left here. So I kind of think maybe run it like that, because then this little white flower is kind of aiming up. So let's do that. I'm going to glue it down and then I will trim it off, because I do have a little bit extra length on it. There we go. And I probably didn't need to put that all the way to the edge, but we'll be all right. So I'm just going to nestle this down here. Line it up on the bottom and the side. There we go. And to give that a nice burnish. And then we'll just trim this off. Perfect. Alright, I've got some glue on my scissors there. So there you go. We'll add our writing page here, which will probably cover that up if I do it correctly. And you've got your nice little decoration on the back. And more room to write if you need it. So there you go. This is a nice, fun, easy one. Let's zoom in here. Oh, I always get that wrong. So this one again was from Sunny Day Stamping, and it is how to create a stunning flip-up fun fold card. And like I said, she does hers with more scenic stuff, so you'll get a better idea of what it could look like. I just wanted to use cardstock that I already had, but I think this looks all right. But it can kind of go up to the next level if you use something scenic. You could even use pictures from your vacations or stuff like that. So anyway, guys, that's what we've got for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed bringing it to you. This is going to be another freebie. I've been on a kick lately, so we're doing lots of freebies, and this will be available. The link for Design Space will be available on the Facebook page. So you can go there to pick up this freebie file. And as you can see, it did go together nicely. So again, please feel free to share your work. I'd love to see what you're doing with it. I love sharing them. So, I did hear from a lady today who said she makes cards for seniors who are in nursing homes, and I think that's wonderful. I do that sometimes myself, actually usually just at the holidays, but that is what I use a lot of my cards for, and as well as for the Angel Card Project. So you can always find something to do with them. In fact, I've got a couple that I'm going to take to a silent auction for one of our local groups that we're raising funds for. We usually just donate it to a charity of our choice. And anyway, and you could even add a little, I should have said this earlier, you can even add a little sentiment strip right here if you wanted to. Just wanted to say hi, might be cute since of the little bird. Might have to do that. But anyway, guys, I wanted to say thank you again for joining me. And as always, I hope you have a happy, crafty day.